Okay, in this episode of Goblin Slayer, I love how very informative it was about the life of an adventurer. I saw this as a very important episode. Not important to the plot, but very important to the world and understanding of real life. Despite what isekai or fantasy world you live in, like I said before, you still live in a reality, no matter how much fantasy there is into it. Every world has its own laws of reality, and despite how happy it could be, there's also the cruel reality of it. It don't always mean by gruesome monsters and torturing and rape. It can also be by hardships of income, financial issues, one might say. I love how this episode showed the perspective of two very low rank adventurers. One was a sword user, another one was a priest. And we've seen these characters before, as they were saying how the other priest shouldn't join the Goblin Slayer because he seems to be a heartless dude, but she joins him anyway because she trusts the Goblin Slayer, and very right to be, by the way. So we gotta see their perspective, and they're very low rank adventurers, to the point where the main things they really do is go into tunnels, sewers, and they hunt down rats. Rats, for God's sakes, rats. This might be a big thing for some people, and despite how creepy rats are, these are some big ass rats. These are the kind of rats that will be hiding in your pipes or behind your walls. Oh, hell no. These are the kind of rats that will be freaking living inside of caves. Like, just a couple rats in a freaking cave and just eating up every piece of flesh they see. Oh, God. Damn. And, of course, being an adventurer, a lot of things could happen. It's not just about fun and games, like the elf thought adventurer would be in the last episode. No, definitely not. Life and adventure is like a freelancer. If you don't do your job the way the customer wants it to be, you ain't getting paid, despite how hard or what you've been through. If the customer is not satisfied with the product, they will not pay you. That is the hard truth. Same goes for our adventurer. They are freelancers. They go out and do an adventure. If they don't do their job or quest the way they want it to, they don't get paid, despite all the things you've lost or the trauma you've been through. Yeah, you're not seeing not one gold coin at all, and that sucks, but that's the reality we live in. You gotta do your job. And it was to the point where he even lost his sword. So to other people, oh, just go buy a new sword. Of course, we play a lot of MMOs and RPGs. This is easy. Collect some gold, do little side quests. In reality, it's not like that. If reality was like that, it would have been so easy on everybody to make money. But unfortunately, it's not. So I love how Goblin Slayer shows the realism of actual RPGs, an adventure. It's not like that, you know? So the guy lost his sword, so he can't go adventuring, but he doesn't have money to buy a sword. And plus, if he borrows money to get some weapons, he'll be in debt to someone, which is something you don't want to do in reality, especially if you yourself have little money to offer. So he was given the kindness after the witch to go find his weapon for him. So the question is you always have to be prepared. It's not always good to stick to one talent, to one gift. And the guy wanted to have a sword because, as usual, it looks cool, and having swords do look cool. But then the Goblin Slayer is saying, grab whatever you can. Use any way to kill your enemy. It doesn't always have to be a sword, which is smart. It can be a knife, it can be a bow. It can be, hell, he could have made a bow if he wanted to. All you need to do was sharp up some wood and make a bow, really. A bow would be the most easiest thing. Or better yet, a club. It's like a sword, but it don't require any stabbing, it just requires a lot of bashing. A club is something that a very, very strong person would use because it takes a lot of force and impact. It's a lot harder to use than a hammer, where a hammer you can just swing with that much force and still give someone a serious concussion. While a freaking club, it could give you a concussion, but it's like a giant, wider baseball bat. But I'm not speaking too much about that. So anyways, it shows that being an adventurer, of course, it's not the easiest task at hand, because you don't got no work, you're poor. You can't buy anything to eat, you can't buy any clothes, nothing like that. So, in order to get this thing, they had to go hunt down some roaches. Now, some of you might not know, of all the things in this show, I was able to stomach. I couldn't stomach this. Nothing gets under my skin more than anything than roaches. I can't stand them. I hate them. I wish they would just disappear off the face of the earth. I can't stand roaches. They're freaking terrible. Oh god. And not to mention, they live in a world where them things are able to, I kid you not, eat a sword. Jesus Christ. I can't do it. I fucking can't do it. A freaking world where you have roaches that big and they can eat metal, steel, iron. I won't allow it. I won't allow a world to exist where you have a roach that's able to eat metal. My god, why are you even eating metal? Are you that desperate for food? Like, you're supposed to be eating scraps and shit, man. Garbage. Not rotten flesh, but not metal. God damn. And I thought the roaches in Fallout were kind of creepy. That they got nothing on these roaches in Goblin Slayer. And that's another thing, man. Like, when people think of adventuring, they think of going off slaying orcs and dragons and witches and stuff like that. But then again, you have giant rats in your freaking neighborhood that can eat you alive. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that. I need to get rid of the freaking roaches and rats, man. I will become the village exterminator if I have to get rid of them roaches and rats, man. Like, hell to the no, man. I'm saying too much on this. So luckily the two adventurers took the Goblin Slayer's advice, and with the help from the witch, with the candle that'll burn hotter every time you're close to the thing you're looking for. So with some hard work and some good strategy on finding a way to get the sword. And even that itself was a hard task to do. Because first of all, you don't just go in swinging your sword or even your club to hit a bunch of roaches, because sooner or later, they're going to crawl on you, and they're going to get you. You have to be careful. You have to know your way around the tunnels, see places. They're saying let's run, let's get out of the place, but they'll catch up to them when they climb the ladder, so they need to make a detour and catch them off guard. They need to use a good strategy in order to outsmart these roaches so he can get his sword back. So he did get the sword back, of course, and he was, people threw a party for him and proclaimed him as, a little hero in a way to get the sword back. Let's just cheer him on for that, because, he worked hard for that sword. But he needs a backup plan. A plan where if he loses his sword, where he'll have a secondary weapon on hand to use in order to get the sword back. That's something you would always need as a secondary weapon when you're on an adventure. And of course, some items and potions and stuff like that. And lights. Lots and lots of lights. So as for the Goblin Slayer, in a way, not much really did happen to him in this episode. He was just a guy, he was showing things through his life, besides him patrolling his home to see if any signs of goblins, him helping out with cargo and getting his weapons and armor prepared. He really doesn't do much, just the everyday life things. But now his life has become more lively thanks to the companions he had made, with the priest, the elf, the lizard man, and of course, the dwarf. Life for him got more lively. At first he saw it as a nuisance, but as time went on, he's starting to get used to it. Saying, hey, this might not be not that bad, He's going to become more sociable as the show goes on. And he's going to learn to trust other people with the work he will be given to him at hand, because he's about to be given a very big task delivered from the gods themselves, which has been sneak peeked at the last of this episode, which I cannot wait for him to be on his biggest adventure ever. So yeah, that is Goblin Slayer, episode 5. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a very informational episode. I know a lot of people themselves see a pointless episode, but I see a lot of value in it. It showed the importance, the hardship, the reality of being an adventurer. Something that a lot of people don't really think about. That's just like any other job. If you don't do it well, you won't get paid. If you don't get paid, you're screwed and can't eat. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, rate, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload. This has been Madcrownxox, signing out. Have a good one.